One of the biggest mistakes that people make on Pinterest is creating pins and then optimizing these pins for keywords and phrases that people just aren't searching for on Pinterest. When people are on Pinterest, generally speaking, they're looking for ideas and they're looking for inspiration. They are not searching for long tail phrases that they may do on Google or YouTube. So it's important that you create pins based on what people are actually looking for, and then you incorporate those keywords into your titles and descriptions. Now, there are various ways for you to find out what keywords people are searching for and search volume. Personally, I prefer to use pin clicks, which is a paid tool, but in this video I'm going to show you a workaround and it's completely free. So we'll start by coming up here, clicking once and then clicking on create campaign. Now, we're not going to create an actual campaign, we're not going to spend any money, but we need to go through a few steps to find the data we're looking for. So we'll click on this once and then we will create a new one. It doesn't really matter what we choose from here because again we're just going through some of these steps because we have to. So I'll just go with brand awareness. Then if we scroll down here we'll hit continue. Then we've got to choose a targeting strategy. Again, it doesn't matter, so I'll choose find new customers. Then if we scroll down we see targeting details, and if we scroll a little bit further we'll see interests and keywords. So we're going to open this up, and what we want to do is we want to do a little bit of search based on our ideas that we might have for our pins and our boards, based on certain keywords that we're considering targeting, and just see what the search volume is and see if it's worth it or not, and also potentially get a ton of other ideas as well. Now, it starts off with interests. So these are the main Pinterest interests. So maybe you are in the travel niche, so we can click here. And then we get certain sub niches within travel. We've got travel ideas, travel tips, travel destinations. So if we open up travel destinations and then maybe even go further, Asia destinations, we can see that all of these countries as a travel destination are official Pinterest interests. But we may want to go a little bit deeper than that. So let's click on add keywords and we can start typing in something here. So as a very basic start, I'll type in Japan, which is where I live. And we get monthly searches for keywords related to Japan. Japan eSIM, Japan aesthetic, Japan design. Now, a lot of these keywords, personally, I don't like to use on Pinterest because while they do get search volume, for me, I want people to click through to an article or information on my blog and monetize that way. So if I'm going after a keyword, Japan aesthetic, I might be able to have images that look really nice, but it's not going to be very easy for me to get somebody to click off to go to my site. Now, for Japan eSIM, I could create an article about the best eSIMs for people that are visiting Japan, give the pros and cons, and then I can focus on creating a board and a variety of pins targeting this keyword, knowing that there is an absolute ton of monthly searches. But to be cleverer, we can just scroll down and see if we can find anything that's a little bit smaller, which might be useful if we're getting started. And we can type in something a little bit longer. So I could go with visit Tokyo and hit enter and see what comes in. Nothing's there for visit Tokyo, but if I just go with Tokyo and then we come down, we've got things in here that we can find. Tokyo fashion, Tokyo travel, Tokyo vacation, Tokyo Japan. So we've got all of these different things. Tokyo travel destination. So I could easily create a blog post called Top 15 Tokyo Travel Destinations for First-Time Tourists and create a listicle, and then I can create a ton of pins based off of that article, knowing that that search term, that exact phrase, does get a decent amount of search volume on Pinterest. Now, what I've found is when I leverage pin clicks, which is a paid tool, and I've got another video on that, it gives me a lot more ideas than just these. But this is a great starting point, and like I said, it's free. Now, if I didn't do this, I would just be guessing, I'd be punching in the dark, I might get lucky, but I might spend a lot of time and effort creating content, boards and pins on specific keywords that are not getting any search volume on Pinterest. So by doing it this way, I do have some basic information. So let's go with Tokyo travel destination. So if I was just to copy this and come up here and paste that in there, now we get Tokyo travel destinations, destination, and we get a few other things that are related. We get Osaka. So maybe Osaka has one, I don't know. It's the second biggest city in Japan. It does. So I could also create a blog post having the top 15 places to visit in Osaka when you're a tourist. And then I can create a board called Osaka Travel Destinations. I can optimize for that keyword, and I can create a ton of pins. Each pin can go after this keyword, but target a specific place in Osaka and in Tokyo for the other article. So just by doing this very basic research, I am getting some ideas for keywords that I know do have some monthly search volume. So you can play around with this in here as long as you want and get ideas for a variety of different keywords and validate that they get search volume. And it's pretty simple to do. So hopefully you got a little bit of value from this video. If so, please give me a thumbs up, leave any questions or comments below, and I'll see you in another video soon. Take care.